Hello, welcome to our playthrough of the Swift platform section of Controls the Foundation DLC. We've picked this particular section to showcase for a couple of reasons. One is that it's really friggin' difficult and it might be useful to go through it and check for tips and see if we can help at all. And another thing is, it's just really cool. Like, in our review we talked about how this Foundation DLC has all the components that made Control so good, but sort of lacked the ability to bring them all together. But this is a really cool platforming segment that's sort of unlike anything else in the game so far. It's got a brilliant aesthetic, it's sort of this 80s neon train ride. As you can see so far, it starts off with just a few simple jumps between the two train platforms. The one tip I can say for this is, before you land, look down. There's so many times where, especially in the later segments where you're trying to shoot and dodge and this and that, it's easy to miss the platform and do massive damage to yourself. So just look down, move the camera down, check where you land and then land. Okay, so you fight Hiss quite a lot in this, and they're all these sort of floating guys. And the way to beat them most efficiently, I guess, is by just using telekinesis and throwing things. As for weapons, I found the shotgun or the rocket launcher was best, and that explosion was so cool with this lighting. Just gotta stop and appreciate that for a second. So take out all the hits here, then it's back to a bit of platforming. Again, just checking where you land before you let it go, and make sure to be on the left one, because as you can see, terrible explosion on the right one. So it's all pretty straightforward so far. I found it quite tough because one thing, not knowing what I'm doing, another thing, it gets a little bit tougher as you go along, and the third thing, and this is probably important to mention, you can't really heal. So one of the changes you can make to Jessie is to give her this upgrade where any sort of damage that you do to enemies heals you. Make sure to equip that before you go into this, because otherwise it's going to be a lot tougher. Again, so far it's just looking out for enemies and being prepared. Here's where you catch up with the camera, and I didn't realise for a while that you had to throw things at it. I thought it would just sort of be a cutscene, but no, you have to try to throw rocks at it to try to get a hold of it, which I'm no expert on camera equipment, but throwing rocks at it probably isn't the best way to maintain it. I'm no film director, I don't know. That would be a great ending if at the end she caught it, but it was in pieces, and then this film director came along and he's like, oh no, that camera cost $50,000, who's going to replace this? And then it's just like a dust in the shape of Jessie. Oh, this is my favourite part of this whole section because it's just so Looney Tunes. With these guys, because you can't move much, just block, 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 and then move rather than fighting back, and then meep meep. That's the end of them. Now, again, catching things like that, knowing not to fight back against those guys, and now when they have the big guns, because you can't move very far on these platforms, it's really hard to avoid them. Just learning those sort of things and remembering it for the next time, as well as the layout, knowing when the jumps are. It all helps. I found this quite tough the first few times. This time I've done really well. I don't actually get hit until right at the end, till the boss, and that's when it all falls apart. Oh, and here he is, speaking of him. And as you can tell, I went in prepared because I just laid him out with throwing everything I had at him as soon as he appeared. But of course you run out of energy eventually, so when you recharge, that's when he takes advantage. Also, he moves around so much. There's one point here where I just couldn't find him for a little while. Yeah, here. And that's just it, he just needs that second, because now my health is on almost nothing. This was quite fluky, to be honest. I was proud of myself when I did this, but watching it back, no. And yeah, all I can say is go for the rocket launcher. If he gets close, change to the shotgun adaptation, and just go hard. Offense is the best defense. And that's it. It's not a long segment, but it's all like Cuphead, you know. It's really short each fight, but it's very intricate. So just smack that camera with the rock again, set that poor director, and you're done. And that's that. So thanks for joining us. We hope this helped at all if you're stuck, and if you're just looking for some gameplay to watch, hope you enjoyed.
Felt like a dream. Or maybe a bad movie.